You have more assets than you think. Now, just a quick question here. How well do you think you keep your social media login passwords around you? Do you remember everything in your brain? Or you actually write it down somewhere? Tell me your thought. How do you keep them? And if let's say today your loved one can't locate where you are, will your loved one be able to retrieve your account easily?
All right, so up next, our third speaker here, it's a she. She has spoken with us before. I think yesterday she has spoken with us before. She is a power woman. Okay, she's an estate planner. She's an insurance planner. She's also a co-founder of a property management company. And last year, she has also started her YouTube channel, her own YouTube channel about financial topics. She's someone that I also look up to because I found her very inspiring, and I personally love her beautiful smile. So ladies and gentlemen, please join me to welcome Chanel Chong.
Hello, good evening, guys. Really so much thank you to Vivian for giving me such a welcoming speech to introduce me. So to introduce myself again, I am Chanel Chong. So my full name is Chong Wei Li. So during the early stage of my career, a lot of people actually were curious to find out who Chong Wei Li is because they would like to find out whether it's really Li Chong Wei. Even a lot of the postmen were actually confused. Hey, Dato' Li actually stays here, is it? So I actually get all these jokes a lot, but that is actually how people call my name. People love and remember my name so well. So I am currently an estate planner from Rockville, and I'm also an insurance planner from Honda Assurance. And to announce something very great is, in 2019, I actually broke through myself. I also co-founded property management company with a few great partners. So my background is I actually came from the ACCA background, accountancy line, and whereby it actually inspired me to become an entrepreneur, a business owner, because I believe that every single business owner need to know how to manage their own finances. And that's why I'm actually very enthusiastic in what I'm doing currently. I came from Rockville. So what services do I provide is I provide services by way of will consultation and also planning trust out for my clients. So the trust planning can be in way of insurance or it can be way of cash. So why I want to give myself into this industry is because of a story. So when I was in this industry for a couple of years initially, a lot of my clients requested, hey, Chanel, can you provide me estate planning services? Because estate planning services is not something that's very common in Malaysia yet. Even until now, a lot of people just don't see the importance. So it really didn't highlight the importance to me until in 2018, when I suffered something very major in my life. I still remember 2018 was the year that actually caused a big stir in my life. My father got diagnosed with 4th stage cancer. And before all of us were very ready to, get used to that situation, he passed away in 2 months' time due to the 4th stage pancreatic cancer. So if all of you have heard of pancreatic cancer, it is the same cancer that Steve Jobs suffered. So we all know that this cancer is something that's very fatal. All we could do was to watch him suffer. So that's why it gave us that emotional depression in our family, because my dad used to be someone who's very happy. He's the loudest voice in the family. So without him around, the family just felt so lonely. Even now, when I'm talking to you guys over the screen, I can still feel his presence around me. It's like the feeling of loneliness, the emptiness in my heart without him beside me. It's the emotional loss that I actually felt. So one thing that I was very grateful towards the journey is because all my life in the insurance planning and also estate planning, I actually kept educating my parents on the importance of estate planning and also insurance planning. And guess what? Even though 2018 and 2019 was the hardest time in our lives, in my life as well, we were not financially depressed because of the adequate planning that my family had. So during this incident, actually, it gave me a wake-up call that I should do more in my services to help more clients. So if you guys really agree with this, just type agree in the chat box and really let us know how important it is, because when you have lost a family member, a loved one in your family, you really have no mood to really think of other things. And that may cause you to have the illogical thinking. You may end up doing something that you are not supposed to be doing, especially when it comes to estate planning. Okay, so today I would like to share about the new era of estate planning. So the new era of estate planning is that all of us thought that estate planning is just writing a will, but actually it is actually more than just writing a will. So why is that so? Okay, because I believe that most of us these days, we spend a lot of time on social media, don't you think so? If you really agree, now type again social media in the chat box. We all generally spend almost 12 hours a day on our social media, and that's why you're actually watching this live as well, because you're spending your time either on YouTube Live or Facebook Live. So without us knowing, right, digital presence has become part of our life. We can't deny the fact that digital world is going to take over our life. So why am I actually touching on this point? Is because you have more assets than you think. Well, a lot of time when I ask people, hey, have you done your will? Have you done your trust? A lot of people say, you know what, Chanel, I don't really own a lot of cars. I don't own houses. I don't own businesses. So I don't think I see the need of having a will to be written. So a lot of people just perceive that property, cars, and cash, or maybe your shares, your currencies are the assets that you own. But actually, it's more than just that. You have more assets than you think. Now, just a quick question here. How well do you think you keep your social media login passwords around you? Do you remember everything in your brain? Or you actually write it down somewhere? Tell me your thought. How do you keep them? And if, let's say, today your loved one can't locate where you are, will your loved one be able to retrieve your accounts easily? Well, we may not know. And what's going to happen to your social media account and the monetization part when you're gone? So I still remember that there was this KOL from Malaysia. They are a couple. So their Facebook account got hacked last year. They even went to the HQ in Facebook in Malaysia to report, but they failed, and eventually they even flew to Singapore trying to retrieve the account, but yet they still failed. So they had to actually build the social media account from scratch again. So that was a big loss. So this actually triggered us to actually come to think that, hey, will writing these days can actually include your digital assets, your social media accounts, not only that, your e-wallet. So I believe that most of us here, because of COVID-19, we don't use cash as much. So we usually optimize e-wallets a lot. So e-wallet is going to be the next big thing when it comes to digital assets. So if, let's say, you have not included all these social media login and passwords, you never really put them into a safe custody, who is supposed to know where to locate? So that's the best thing that you really got to find out. Because sometimes your social media content may not be monetized, but it is the content that matters. Imagine if you uploaded so many pictures on your Facebook, so many pictures on your Instagram, so many details in your LinkedIn, but your family member, they can't retrieve it. So that is the memory lost, right? So that is one thing that a lot of people may not see, but it has come to a trend. So let me show you an example. So one example was this YouTuber. If you know me long enough, I'm a big fan of YouTube. So why I want to show this example is because this YouTuber, his YouTube name is called Jamie TV. So his real name is called Jan Fernando Sebastian. He is one of the YouTubers in Philippines. So what happened was in 2014, he got diagnosed with 4th stage cancer and he passed away. So this pretty lady here that took picture with him was his fiance. And guess what? His YouTube channel is still existing even until now. And it's still generating views. If you actually look at his content, each video is actually generating millions of views. So all these contents there has become his intellectual property, his assets. So don't underestimate the power of social media, because all of this social media IP has the power of generating constant, powerful, and very passive income to your loved ones if you handle them with care. So can you imagine if this channel belongs to you? You want to leave a strong legacy to your next of gens. Now, this is something that you really got to take care of. If only you pass this account onto your next gen carefully. Your next gen really know where to retrieve your login and password. So you will have the peace of mind that this IP account won't fall into the wrong hands. So it's a kind of reassurance to you. It's a kind of reassurance to yourself that your next gen is being taken care of, your loved ones, right? So you may be wondering, how much do I need to pay in order for me to prepare a will in Malaysia? All right, so actually the truth is a lot of people thought that it's very expensive to write a will in Malaysia, but the real fact is the cost of writing a will starts from only 500 ringgit. So it's actually very much affordable. Well, there's a myth saying that writing a will could be very expensive, but the truth is the consequence of not writing a will is even greater, because the family member will need to incur a lot of costs to hire the legal advisors to try to locate the assets that's actually being owned by the ancestor, because they have no idea where to retrieve them, right? So why me? Why choose Chanel Chong? Because when it comes to estate planning, your estate planner matters a lot. So why choose me instead of the rest? Well, I manage multiple businesses. So I pretty much understand how well business planning works. So if let's say you have multiple businesses, you're a side hustler, you are hard hustlers, you're an entrepreneur, you really have no idea how to go about it with your businesses, how to plan for the legacy planning, by all means you can connect with me, because I totally understand how you feel, especially when you're in different grounds. It may be difficult to really link everything together. Don't worry, that's why an advisor is in front of you to really advise you on how you can actually go about it. And I actually consulted clients at different walks of life. I consulted clients for whether it's for their personal, for their business capacity, and it's really based on my real family experience as well. I totally can feel how it feels to lose a loved one. And that is the reason why I have a strong will in estate planning, because of the legacy that my parents left to me. And you know what? Because currently I am also a YouTuber, like what Vivian introduced me just now. So I have a strong sense on the importance of digital asset. I totally understand how much effort we got to put in to make use of our social media, to really make the social media turns out to have a strong digital presence. We all know that hustlers like us, we are managing so many businesses. At the same time, we still need to manage our social media. It's of a lot of hard work. So if let's say we don't really take care of them carefully, it will be a lot of waste, especially if it attracts a lot of followers. It's actually sharing a part with my partners. I got to be fair with my partners as well, if let's say it's a company account. I am really very thankful towards all of your ears tonight, and I really hope that all of you are having fun tonight. So thank you again, 100X, and thank you again, all of you, for giving in your time tonight to listen up to me. And back to you, Vivian.
Thank you, Chanel. Someone that's very sincere, someone that actually shares her stories and her profession here with us. Thank you so much, Chanel.